Welcome to Mr. Potato Head Video Productions. Today we're looking at kayaks. This is a kayak. As Richard Hammond would say, a kayak without a motor is rubbish. So this kayak has now got some sort of motor. So now maybe it's not total rubbish. To do that, we had to do some modifications to a water snake electric motor. So the water snake electric motor is one of those. As you can see, water snake. Now what we've done is we've plugged the hole up with foam at the bottom of the kayak, put one of the brackets there to stop it from sort of dropping or raising any further, but now that the foam's in there, that's sort of not that necessary. It's just to sort of keep the propeller away from the bottom of the boat a little bit too. And now with the top of the motor, we cut all these pipes off. Basically this center shaft here, you cut it down by about this much. That's not actually the center shaft. This has actually had a one of those side mount brackets. Forget it, throw them away, they're rubbish. So I used some of the parts from that to help with this modification. I also put foam in there, and we've got as reasonably good a fit as possible, a piece of conduit PVC to come through there, so there was virtually no gap. It's also got some plumber's tape wrapped around on the inside there as well. So this should be pretty watertight now. We don't want any water coming up in here. Now I did have some water coming up before I did all this to this degree of complexity. It doesn't sink the kayak, but water comes in over time and eventually you will lose buoyancy and you could capsize. So it's best not to have any water coming in the kayak really. You're going to get water in no matter what. All these brackets that go with the side mount, throw them away. Or put them somewhere else. They might come in handy for some other project one day. That's about all there is to it at the moment. Now the wiring, I haven't done the wiring up yet, so all this has to be wired back onto the switch, and I'll cover that in the next video. But basically it's going to be nothing, at the moment there's going to be nothing modifications made. The wires are just going to be extended a little bit, and the switches are probably going to be mounted down here somewhere where I haven't quite figured that out yet, where I can turn them on and off. And the battery, I only use a small battery. There's a small kayak, won't handle much weight. If you overload your kayak, you'll capsize and die. So what you need is a small, relatively small battery. That's all you can do really for the moment. I mean, there are, as we know, there are different battery technologies today and that are available. Maybe one day with the cost of batteries the way they are, a project could be funded in the future that had a lithium ion batteries or lithium polymers, lipos, who knows, even pulse width modulation, speed controllers could be designed. One simple way to do that would be maybe a 555 timer, feeding a pulse into the base of a transistor with 12 volts over the collector and the emitter. Could actually give you a simple pulse width modulated speed control with a potentiometer as a throttle on the base, I think. Yeah, and to the yeah, I'll have to work that out. But anyway, we'll look into that another day. And that's about all there is on that one. Happy kayaking, folks.